Hi, wonderful students. Today we're going to talk about using descriptive details. Remember that descriptive details are just words that appeal to your senses, taste, smell, sight, touch, and sound in order to help you visualize. It gives you more details about something and it helps your imagination. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this video.
Right now, I'm drawing the face of this man, and it's going to be an old man, and he kind of has like a chin that's really noticeable, and so it's kind of like sticking out of his face. Here's like hair coming off the chin. And the hair is not really bushy hair; it's just like kind of all over the place. And then he kind of has a big ear. He's not very happy, so he's going to kind of have a grumpy face. And he's going to have wrinkles because he's old. The wrinkles are like by his cheeks because he frowns a lot, and so those have been like on his face now. And his eyes are slanted down some because he's not very happy. He would kind of have like a raspy voice, and it's kind of like he's kind of hard to understand. And so, and he's like very, not really social. And this is kind of like a sun hat. The hat is kind of like, it's a sun hat because he likes to work in the garden a lot. And so he wears it to keep the sun off of him. He has freckles on his cheeks and nose, and some under his eyes. And this is frown marks over here on top of his forehead, because he frowns a lot. And he's going to be screaming. His mouth is going to be open. He's like screaming as this kid is on his lawn again. And then he's going to be saying,
Okay, students, well, this boy was drawing this face. Do you think he has drawn this face before? Yeah, I agree. I think he planned this face and he knew and he thought about various details to add to his pictures, okay? So, in the same way, how can it help writers of narratives to think about details before writing as they write? Let's see. Writers can help readers visualize action by including descriptive details that help readers see and hear in their imaginations, in their heads, the event of the narrative. Okay? Just telling what happened without describing it may not provide enough details to engage readers in action. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at this event. The first event is in the middle of a party. The power went out. Now we're going to look at the same event, but this one includes descriptive details. The music was thumping and everyone was jammed around the snack table, laughing and eating, reaching over each other for hot chips. All of a sudden, the room went pitch black. For a moment, the air went silent and everyone froze in place. Then Sal screamed. We all knew that voice. Now, which event engaged you more? Which one did you visualize? That is right, the second option, with the second event with the descriptive details. Expanding noun phrases. Remember that a noun is a word that names a person, an animal, place, thing, or an idea. A noun phrase is the noun and any words that are with the noun that describes it. We can expand noun phrases to add more detail about people, places, and things. Let's look at these examples. The woman grows tomatoes in her garden. Can you identify the nouns in the sentence? Okay, the nouns in the sentence are woman, tomatoes, and garden. Now, try to visualize the person and the setting described in the sentence. Now listen to this. The friendly young woman grows giant red tomatoes in her garden. How can the sensory adjectives in the second sentence help you visualize the setting? Now we have more information about the woman and the tomatoes. Now, how about this one? The friendly young woman who lives next door grows giant red tomatoes in her garden. Even more details. I have a clear mental picture of this scene. Do you? I do want to point out that we can use clauses that begin with who, okay, or that give more information about these people or things, okay? The words who lives next door describes the noun, which is the woman. Going back to the first sentence, okay? Can you think of any other descriptive words to add to this sentence? The woman grows tomatoes in her garden. Let's practice. Okay, I want you to add descriptive details to make each event more vivid. So go ahead and pause this video and work with these sentences. The first one says, the dog ripped a girl's printed homework. What words can you add to that sentence to make it more vivid? The second one says, a runner was injured just before the finish line. And the third one says, a boy had to walk home in the rain. Here, I added more descriptive details and words to help my sentences be more vivid. The first one says, the furry, hyperactive dog ripped a little girl's printed math homework. So the red words are the words I added, and they're describing the word that's underlined. Number 2, a long-distance runner was badly injured just before the faraway finish line. And number 3, a black-haired 11-year-old boy who attends middle school had to walk in the pelting cold rain. So here we have a knowledge check. Which of the following sentences best uses descriptive details to describe an event? A, Val was tall, thin, and quiet. B, Val tripped on the stairs. C, Val was embarrassed with a red face. D, Val tripped on the sloping stairs and his books flew in all directions. So take a moment and answer that question. Okay, if you chose D, that is correct because D contains the most descriptive details, okay, that describes an event. Remember, an event. So the first one, it does provide descriptions, but it's describing Val. Val is tall, thin, and quiet. It's not really describing an event. Val tripped on the stairs. Here it is mentioning the event, but there's not really any descriptive words in the sentence. Val was embarrassed with a red face. Yeah, I mean, it's describing an event, but if you compare it to letter D, obviously D has the best use of descriptive details. So here we're going to practice identifying those descriptive details and words that make our passage more vivid. So I'm going to go ahead and read the paragraph for you, and I want you to pause this video and write down all the words that you think make this passage more vivid and helps you visualize, okay? The machines weren't the only dangers. Over time, the tremendous noise caused hearing damage. Cotton lint swirled in the air, settling like snow on the floor, the machinery and the children. I breathed it down my nostrils, said Al Pretty. It worked into my hair and it was gulped down my throat. The lint made the children's lungs susceptible to tuberculosis and other diseases. So here I underlined a few words that I believe made this passage vivid, okay? Or the descriptive details. So tremendous noise. So here's describing the amount of noise. It was tremendous. And what type of damage did it cause? Well, hearing damage, okay? Here we have the cotton lint. What kind of lint? The cotton. And it swirled all in the air, settling like snow. Like snow, it's a figure of speech, but it helped me visualize how much lint was in the air, okay? I breathed it down my nostrils, said all pretty. It worked into my hair and was gulped down my throat, okay? So here is describing how it went down the throat, okay? So now, students, you're going to go to descriptive details and you're going to complete the activity. So here you're going to practice identifying those descriptive details and you're going to answer how it supports your reading understanding in general. Remember that you can use the translation button and you can change the font size, okay? So direction says, read the paragraph, then answer the questions to tell about the descriptive details. You're going to go ahead and read the passage. Then you're going to answer the 4 questions. Which words add details about life on farms? Which words help readers visualize or imagine the town? What does the phrase, who worked in the factories, describe? Which words help readers visualize or imagine the factories? Make sure to submit your answers to the teacher.